driveway project to work on today. We're gonna strip this grass back, and I've got some rock coming in. Trying to build a nice wide driveway here. So basically I'm just gonna take I've got my blade on the bucket, and we're just gonna take it and scrape the grass down. He wanted to go just past his door there a little bit, so we're going to have a pretty good pile of Bermuda grass that we're peeling off of here. Some roots. It's a little bit wet under there, so I guess I broke the dadgum cutting edge. Now the way these are put on there, the way I put it on there is we got to cut this ditch for this dog fence thing, so I'm gonna pull a little tilt feature out of the backhoe here. But the way that thing is made, the way I made it, I just made it to where the center teeth cut. The center teeth are the only ones that are actually, what am I trying to say? The center teeth are the only ones that are straight, so they're the only ones that I can use to slide on that shank. So it's not a great design because of that. Probably would have been better if I had done it a little different. What I'm doing here is just cutting a ditch for this dog fence thing, whatever it is, and trying not to get too awful wide, so I'm cutting on an angle. I'm going to get a little deeper out there because we've got to, I about forgot, we've got to cut a slope for drainage over there, kind of a drainage swell, so I may need to go home and weld this thing back together before I really like that cutting edge. I'm not so happy with it now that it's only 24 inches wide instead of 30, but oh well. It's had a crack in it ever since I welded. I threw that together one night right before I got a job. I had a job for a archaeologist called me and they're like, yeah, we need a backhoe down in Guthrie. gonna dig up the site, but we need a smooth bucket. So I didn't have a smooth bucket, but I had a cutting edge out there. And so I said, well, I can get ready. I'll be ready tomorrow. So that's what I ended up with, is I just kind of threw that together. It's not even exactly straight. I was in such a hurry to build it. I just kind of tossed it together. I didn't realize how much I would actually use it. I thought when I first did it, this is a one-off deal. I'll probably only use this on one job. And turns out I was wrong. I have used this on several jobs, so it's not really super strong the way it's made, because you know that it's just, you know, it really ought to have support on the ends of that cutting edge. Since it doesn't, it causes it to you know, when you're pulling a load to you, it, well, tends to make it want to break like it did. Like I say, it's been the other side will probably fall off next. It's been cracked probably ever since I welded it. I didn't even preheat. I didn't do nothing. I just, well, we might break the other side off right now. I don't know. This is some concrete, some overcore they had. Washout, whatever you want to call it. I hate dealing with that crap like that right there. I mean, that's, in a driveway especially, I hate it, because you can't never grade it out. Unless you can find a hole to throw it in, you can't never get it graded out quite right. It's just a pain. So we'll get this cleaned up here, throw that pipe in. We'll worry about the details on hooking wires up later. So we are grading out the first load of rock. I think that's probably all. Well, I'm gonna put one more load in here, but it's gonna be a little thick, I think. So we do need to do some sloping on some of this stuff. I kind of need to have it to where the rock sheds water. So what I'm going to do now is get pretty much just try to get a scoop full of rock in the front bucket, and then we'll roll what I've got up there, and then I'll probably come back through and grade it, and I got my rake. I'll get out and hand rake some of that up by the building a little closer. Basically, you just need to, we'll roll it in, get it packed good. And be sure we don't have any soft spots or anything pumping. And that kind of stuff. So just gonna wheel roll it. This takes a little time, but I think it turned out a lot better. Okay, I'm gonna show you how I set up a slope with this is a Topcon HL4C. This is an older Topcon, but we're gonna set it up on a slope. And to do a slope, you have to have it setting the right direction. And if you're looking at the laser, you can slope this way only with this unit. You can't slope that way, so I'm wanting to slope down the side of this barn. So we line up these, this is kind of like a sight, gun sight. You just line it up straight with your building or whatever you're sloping. Turn it on, get it level. And then I have a, this is actually a Spectra CR600 magnet receiver. Now Topcon builds one I think is probably a little better than this one. I've had some trouble with this one, but it works. But what we'll do now, I've got my bucket set just a bit high here because whenever we drop that laser, it's going to drop this down too. But what they're wanting is start out top of concrete here and then bottom of concrete 60 feet that way and just have a gradual slope. So we set that up. And you can set this to machine grade or fine machine grade. That's probably where I'll set it here. I actually set it on the bucket. It gets a lot, it's a lot more, you can see on machine grade, we got quite a bit. I'm gonna move that down. I think we want to set it right there for this. We'll set it to where it's green light. Right about. I'm gonna set it right at the top there. Okay, she moved a little bit on me. Alright. So I got that set there, and I'm gonna turn the sound on. Now we're going to move the laser down to the other end. Actually, I'm going to turn the sound off. That's annoying. We'll move it down to the other end and we'll set the laser. Okay, now I've got my bucket set at the grade I want to start or stop at down here. Turn the sound on so I can hear it, and then we'll go back to the receiver or the laser. And this is a little rough. I've kind of wheel rolled it in, trying to pack it down. It's got a lot of grass, so it's hard to grade. But now what we'll do is we'll use the slope button and we'll slope down. We're going to go down until we hit the you just hold the button until you hear a beep on the receiver. Okay, we got till the beep changes. Okay, now we're solid. Now this thing is set on slope, and it'll slope from here to there, and we can just use the lights on the indicator to get this graded out almost perfect. I'll turn that sound back off. That's all there is to it. Now we can just start grading back. Okay, now that I've got that receiver set, I'm gonna check, make sure I'm still right, because when you drop that down, it does actually change a little bit. So we're right on grade there. We're actually a little low, but I want this to slope out away from the building a little bit. So we will put a little bit of dirt back up there. And this process here, and I probably shouldn't have put that down that low on the bucket, but we're just going to try to get it up there where we got a green light. And this is sensitive, I mean super sensitive. You got to really be on it. But the thing is, with this you can actually stop and check once in a while. And a lot of times I just kind of go by eyeball. I'll I'll kind of grade it out where I think it's good, and then I'll come back with this and just double check it. It saves a whole lot of getting in and out of the machine and checking grade if you're by yourself. Now these aren't really made to go in the bucket like that. I just wanted to kind of tell you that you got to be careful not to bang them around. You don't want to tear them up. But that's pretty close right there. We'll just kind of continue on here, and this is not the best grading dirt since it's got grass in it. But the slope we're running here is like 4 inches and 60 feet, so it's pretty gradual. So we just really gotta kind of take our time and go through here and get it right. There's just not enough room to do it much different than this, so that's how we're gonna do it. But anyway, this is pretty tough to keep that right on the green while you're moving. If I set it to machine grade, it would be easier, because machine grade you get more. When you're set on machine grade, you actually got a lot more variance, or what do they call it? The tolerance is bigger. But the nice thing about this is about all you got to worry about is getting the bucket level or plumb, straight up and down to check. You can do that from any position on your stick. You don't have to have your stick at a certain position to do it. Sometimes it's hard to check grade unless you got, you know, if you put the magnet on your stick, you can only check at one position. Got to be sure your machine's pretty level. And it's probably best if we're just carrying a little bit of dirt with us here. We do got grass in it and that kind of stuff, so we'll just kind of do a check here, see. When it blinks, it's close, and then when you get a green light, you're right on the money. So we're real close right there. Close enough. We might need a little more cut there. Looks like there's a high spot, so we'll set up here and just kind of shape that up a little bit. Tilt. Cut this bank off a little bit here. There we go. I've used that receiver a bunch for this type of work. It just works great. It's paid for itself, you know. Like I say, it's small. It's not super complicated. Now, if a person was going to do a lot of this kind of stuff, it would be nice to invest in a laser that actually you can dial in your grade. They cost a lot of money, but you can dial in actually 2 different grades. You can have the compound slope, or you can slope both directions. You know, that would be pretty convenient or handy a lot of times. We're just a little bit higher right there. And it's hard to see that, you know, without checking it. That's why this thing's so nice. Just really see what you got there. We'll just continue out that slope. Just like the show. Kind of carry the dirt along with us here. I'm gonna have to scoop up a little bit more.